Hi everyone, welcome to the Unit 1 lesson on sight singing. So we are going to start with, as with everything, from the very beginning. So if you've never done any sight singing before, that's okay. And honestly, if you can't sing or you don't have a great voice, that's okay too. I don't have a great voice, apologies in advance, but we're going to jump in and go through this. And I'm going to give you a system for getting through these melodies. So the first melody that we have on the screen is in D major. So we're going to do one in major and one in minor, and that's what you're going to practice this week. The rhythms are going to be quarter notes, half notes, dotted halves, and they're only going to use the pentachord. So you'll have some skips, but that's really it. Okay, so it's going to be very simple melodies to start off with. So we are going to go through a series of steps. The first step is to scan the melody for do and sol. And what you are doing here is creating a mental marker of where those spaces are in the staff so that you're creating landmarks for yourself. So as you're going through, you can grab onto those if you have a skip or a leap and you have these two landmarks set up for yourself. All right, so let's take a look at this first melody and just take a second and look through and find do, which in the key of D is D, and sol in the key of D is D, E, F, G, A. So we've got A for sol and D for do. So look for all of those in the melody. So we start on D, which is do. And then we've got a sol there at the end of the second measure. And then we kind of noodle around and then we get back to do at the end. Okay, so our next step is to go through and speak the solfege. While you're doing this, try to have a visual representation of the solfege ladder. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Because you're working that, you're almost like, so I'm a very visual learner and visual person. So for me, it's like I paste the solfege ladder on top of the staff and kind of move it around depending on what key we're in. So you're going to try doing that. Try that on. So do, up a step re, up a step mi, stay on mi, up a step fa, up sol, back down to fa, mi, re, up to mi, and then back down to do. Now you notice one thing we haven't talked a whole lot about, I've kind of mentioned it, but that when you're in a key, D is always do, E, if you're in D, D is always do, E is always re, F is always mi. So once you've established in your head that F is mi, every time you come back to that, you don't have to refigure it out, right? You just want to remember that that bottom space on the staff is mi because it's F. So try and use that to your advantage. You only have to keep track of 5 pitches here. So you can even try thinking through a scale before you start. Be like, we're in D major, so D is do, E is re, F is mi, etc. And then applying that as you go through. Okay, so once you've spoken the solfege, not in rhythm, and you're good and comfortable with that, the next step, let's do a quick clap and count just to sort out the rhythm. These are really simple, so you might not even need to do this, but let's try it. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3, and we're going to clap as if the pitches were being played. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now let's try to speak the solfege in time. For this, we're going to clap the pulse. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to speak the solfege, okay? 1, 2, 3. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, mi, do. And hold that out, okay? So if you need to do that a few times, that's not a bad idea. You want to make sure you can do it without breaking, right? Like you don't want to be going do, re, mi, fa, sol. If you need to, turn on a metronome, right? So that you've got that steady pulse going with you the whole time. Okay, our next step, step 5, is to sing the solfege but not in time. So we're going to put the time aside for a minute and we're going to sing the solfege. So your starting pitch here is do. Your starting pitch isn't always going to be do, but when you do these in Auralia, you will get tonic played for you, or the first note of the scale. So if you hear that, and you're going to go do, re, mi. And if you're not comfortable with that, move it down a little bit. Like I'm like, oh, maybe I want to sing a little lower. So I just go do. So you can pick a note out of there. I don't really care as long as they're all correct in relation to each other. So let's try that. So let's just go pitch by pitch. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, mi, do. Now there you have a skip. Mi. So if you need to, go mi, re, do, mi, do. Try that. So let's do that one more time. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, mi, do. Okay, let's put it all together. So we're going to clap the pulse and sing. 1, 2, 3. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, mi, do. Okay, now, if I am guessing right, you just watched me do that. So what I want you to do now is pause the video and go through those steps on your own and try and sing it without me. Sing through the whole thing on your own and then come back. Okay, good. So now we are going to do the next melody, which is in G minor. And we're going to go through the same steps, but now remember we're going to have do, re, mi, because the third scale degree in minor is a half step lower than the third scale degree in major. So we change the solfege pitch. Okay, so do, re, mi, fa, sol. So do is G in the key of G. Let's think through the pentachord. G is do, A is re, mi is B flat, fa is C, sol is D. So do, re, mi, fa, sol, G, A, B flat, C, D. So now let's look. So we start on a B flat. I'm going to tell you which of these are major or minor, by the way, you'll see on the worksheet. So we start on B flat, so we're not starting on do. So what solfege are we starting on? We're starting on mi. So that could throw you off, but you're always going to end on do. So if you're starting on a different pitch than you end on, that means you're not starting on do. So keep an eye out for that. Okay, but let's do our first step of going through and scanning for do, which is G, and sol, which is D. So G, there's only 2 of them, right? There's that one in the first measure, and then there's the one at the very end. Now look for any sols. So it's going to be that D on the space in the ledger line above the staff. Okay, and there's only one. So now let's speak the solfege. So we start on mi. So first, pause, do this on your own, and then come back and we'll do it together. So pause. Okay, good. Let's do it together. Mi, re, do, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, mi, do. Okay, so our next step, let's clap and count it. Quick clap and count. Again, really simple rhythm, but let's just go through it. It'll help establish the meter in your ear. So pause the video, do a quick clap and count, and then come back and we'll do it together. Okay, good. So we're in 4/4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So good. Let's speak the solfege in time. Pause the video. You're going to clap the pulse and you're going to count yourself in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Me, re, do. Okay. Pause the video. Try that. Come back. Do it a few times to get really comfortable with it and then come back. Okay. Good. Let's try it together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Me, re, do, me, fa, sol, fa, me, re, me, do. Okay, good. So now let's move on to our next step of singing the solfege just on its own without the rhythm. So we're going to pause the rhythm, sing the solfege, and come back. So here's do, do. Here's do, do. And let's find me. Do, re, mi. So that's where you actually start with. So if you're in Aurelia and you get a question where it just gives you tonic, you have to find the starting pitch on your own. So you're just going to sing the pentachord until you get to it. So do, re, mi. Good. Pause. Sing through the solfege. Don't worry about the time and come back. Okay, good. Let's try it. Me, re, do, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, mi, do. Now, you might find yourself just naturally singing it in time, but once the rhythms get more tricky, that will be more of a drawn-out step. But for now, since the rhythms are so simple, there's not that much differentiation. So let's try our last step of singing everything in time. So clap, snap, tap, do something to keep track of the pulse, pause the video, and come back and we'll do it together. Okay? All right, good. So me, 1, 2, 3, 4. Me, re, do, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, mi, do. All right. Now, one last clue before you move on. We didn't have a lot of skips here, but when you go to practice this, so you're going to do practice on your own with the worksheet, and then you're going to go do guided practice in Aurelia, where you'll get a melody, and then I'll walk you through the steps through a series of questions. When you get to something that's skipping around, really the only skips that you'll have this week will be around the tonic chord, so do, mi, sol, or do, mi, sol. If you need to, work those steps out by singing the scale. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, mi, sol, do, mi, sol, mi, do. Okay, you might actually just want to practice that as a separate exercise. So do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do, mi, sol, mi, do in minor. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do, mi, sol, mi, do. Excuse me, it's so low. Okay, that's it. So go do that practice, and then you will come back for our last video, which is putting all of this together into melodic dictation. Okay, I'll see you there, and good luck. Bye.